hold on.
Okay.
No, let's finish this. Now, we are doing this. Now, we have seen a church that a whole private jet, he wasn't paying for it. He was parking in the airport. He was traveling around the world, preaching the gospel. Good, but he was not paying. And so, if he's not paying for tax, how will you know that his pure water company is paying? These people get a lot of waivers because pastors, we saw that same president go to his church when he was looking for a re-election, kneeling down, and that guy was giving him waivers. He probably gave him waivers for everything. And so, you're looking at a lot of churches with edifices, with houses, they are not paying. By the time this taxation comes, it will be like UK, where in the daytime, the church is rented from Monday to Friday for clubs or tattoo parlor, and on Sunday, service is being held because guess what? You must pay your tax.
Okay.
This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Pastors, imams must pay tax. That's coming from the federal government. The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, SOUQ has clarified that religious workers, including pastors, imams, and others, must pay tax on salaries received from their religious institutions. Speaking during the podcast interview on mic, Oyedele explained that while churches, mosques, and other religious organizations enjoy tax-exempt status under Nigerian law, this privilege does not cover the personal income of individuals employed by them. Oyedele's comments aimed to address public misconceptions surrounding tax obligations in the religious sector. The clarification is part of the government's broader effort to improve tax compliance, increase revenue, and ensure fairness in the system, regardless of sector or employer. Okay. Now,
no, there's a reason why I spoke in tongues.
What he's saying right now is called pay. It's as simple as that. It's just pay. So let's not take it out of context. Has he said something wrong?
No.
Okay. Swift, has he said something wrong?
We want world global standards. Churches, pastors, imams pay tax in the UK.
Standard?
They pay it in America. They pay in Dubai. So why should it be different in Nigeria? And this is the reason why Nigeria has not moved forward for a long time. Because, yes, religious houses have been exempted from taxation.
That's why Nigeria has not moved forward.
And no, hold on. Let me be done. 90% of the religious houses in Nigeria, if you look at the edifices they put up, if they were paying tax, they would have been more into building factories, building shopping complexes, building hospitals that are sustainable.
But
because they know that
some do.
I know they do,
Okay.
but they are not pushing it to the next level. How can one church, for example, cover from Lekki Phase 1 to Marwa or more, have over 50 buildings, 3 duplexes, hotels, you have church conference, people are coming to stay, people are flying in from America, people are coming in for a conference.
Are those hotels not paying tax?
Inside the church.
Yes, those hotels are paying tax.
Inside the church.
Those hotels
place,
are paying tax.
I disagree.
Yes, they are.
I disagree. After all, we saw a pastor whose private jet, he was waived. He wasn't paying. Hold on, because we're very emotional in Nigeria.
No, hold on.
He wasn't paying tax for his private jet.
Hold on. Was it seized?
It was the next administration who was against him. So for 4 years.
Was it seized?
Hold on.
Who were those in NCAA? Who were those in National Airport Authority? They are the ones who should hold responsibility.
No, it was a government, it was a federal government presidential waiver. He was very good with a particular president who waived the payment of tax on a private jet.
I think you should mention the person.
No, I'm not into mentioning it because I can be sued. And of course I have lawyers in my family, so I'm careful. Hold on.
Okay.
No, let's finish this. Now we are doing this. Now we have seen a church that a whole private jet, he wasn't paying for it. He was parking in the airport. He was traveling around the world, preaching the gospel. Good, but he was not paying. And so, if he's not paying for tax, how will you know that his pure water company is paying? These people get a lot of waivers because pastors, we saw that same president go to his church when he was looking for a re-election, kneeling down, and that guy was giving him waivers. He probably gave him waivers for everything. And so, you're looking at a lot of churches with edifices, with houses, they are not paying. By the time this taxation comes, it will be like UK, where in the daytime, the church is rented from Monday to Friday for clubs or tattoo parlor, and on Sunday, service is being held because guess what? You must pay your tax.
Okay, Swift, let's break it down this way. Now, the tax man is saying pastors, imams will pay tax from salaries.
Yes.
Okay, now let me break it down more for you.
And gifts.
Most universities, if not all universities, they pay tax.
I'm not just talking about the
Hold on,
universities.
hold
I'm
on.
talking about housing within.
Hold on, sweetie.
Yes.
Hotels, it doesn't matter what you call it, they pay tax.
It will be church
Hold on.
guest house. It's not a hotel. There's no
Says
sign
who?
on it. It's church guest
don't
house.
the members pay when they get there? The states collect tax. You need to find that out. They do. Definitely they do. Now, for those that don't, you should not hold the state responsible because that is their responsibility to make sure they do that.
How do you collect tax where your vice president is very active in church?
That is your
let's be
responsibility.
reality.
That's why the new reform is coming.
That's why I'm saying good for the new reform. Because look, Nigerians, we are very emotional people. Even you that pays tax. I remember one time in my street, a local government, these local government people went to a particular church, and they had refuse in front of the church, and there was a fine, whether 20,000 or so. Before they could say, people came about God's house, by the time they were done talking to them, then that's okay, let them park. There is a church. The pastor came and said, my children, God will bless you. And I told everybody, I said, we are being emotional. I said, because if it was an Ifa house, or if it was a Shango house, all of you will not park yourself and say that they should clear that this. I said they offended. They had refuse. They were not parking their refuse. They were not paying for a dustbin because they are a church. Nigerians were emotional. In fact, I know somebody who said that when he said this, that they raised it as a church prayer point, and they said that let us see if he will survive. That anybody that wants to come against the man of God, let's see if he will survive. We know they are emotional.
Swift, leave the emotions out of it. No, Swift, stop. Now, see, we should not, on the altar of emotions or on the altar of church or no church, drop sensibilities. What is wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter whether it's church, mosque, man, human. It doesn't matter who you are. If you are giving any form of tax, rebates or clearance based on whatever the states decide, the state should be held accountable and responsible for doing that.
I agree.
It doesn't matter who the person is, president or vice president, where you worship or where you don't worship. There are responsibilities to the state, and that we must, as a people, follow through.
But that is what I'm saying.
I don't know if you understand. So now, if there are business ventures run by churches or mosques, they are meant to pay tax.
But they have been waiving it for them.
Who is the person doing who is the person doing that? That person should be held accountable. So I don't know. Let's not stop mentioning church, mosques. Whoever is doing the wrong thing should be called out and held accountable. If there are schools that I might not be able to send my children there, but they are not paying tax based on the profit they make, whoever is doing that waiver should be held accountable. These are the right things we should do. So that way, whoever wants to start that business tomorrow or whoever wants to build the church tomorrow, know that I am responsible to make sure that the local government where I am, that debt thing, whoever is the pastor should be also held accountable. So let's leave God out of what we can.
So this is, sorry, before you do this, this is the issue I'm having. I was stating this, that look, this is good news because so things, I can count a couple of things that there have been waivers for and they have not been paid. That's exactly what you are saying. It's exactly what I was saying.
This is even minor.
What
about people
this
that
is good news.
National Assembly imported how many cars for the members? Did we not see waiver on it?
Before we go to that,
I don't know if you understand. So these are all things that we should come together as people and say, let's stop
doing.
Yeah, so I know a church pastor that last month, the members gathered some money and bought him a 2025 particular car, which I cannot call the brand, which is over 100 and something million naira. Thank you. Now they will be taxed on it. This is what we want to see.
Okay.
That's
now,
how the country is going to move. Olumide hasn't spoken, please.
Olumide
must speak. 1 minute, because he has a lot to say. I'm sorry, Olumide, I took so much time.
Okay, what I would just say that it's a good one. It will promote equity in taxation, because everyone earning an income should pay tax. And there's a particular church, they have this certain hairstyle. We all know that church. They are one of the biggest employers of labor. They employ a whole lot of people working. There are some people whose whole life is just working for the church. Pastors are being paid. They give them house. They give them a car. They provide everything, travel expenses, all that for them. Where is that coming from? It's coming from somewhere. Now, I go to a church whereby we're actually contributing money to acquire a land of over 500 million naira. Where's that coming from? So, and you know, they employ a whole lot of people, the keyboardists, the instrumentalists, the singers, the this, the that. They employ a whole lot of people. They should pay tax. That way there will be equity. That way there will be more transparency. That way, you know, we've always been talking about non-oil revenue. This is how we're going to achieve this non-oil revenue thing. And it is payee. It is not.
Yeah, exactly. It's not church fund. It's not tax on church fund.
Because, I mean, most of these churches, they have so many things. If you want to go and, some churches require tests before you get married.
Yes.
And they refer you to their hospital.
Yes.